Hello and welcome to the second episode of my Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest Let's Play. It actually seems to be a bit, I don't know, it's not right, weird with this, but I didn't give a name to the first episode of this, and it appears that if I give something a weird name, looking back at the statistics from my videos, more people watch it. This is what I found with the Max Payne 2 Let's Play. More people actually seem to watch my videos if the episodes have a title, so I guess I'll have to think of one for this. Anyway, you need to be careful at that bit because the bat-like creature, which is a keys, comes straight at you, so you need to be ready for that. And this thing in front of you in the egg is a Goma lava. I think that's how it's pronounced. Since you can't actually hear the dialogue, you just read it on screen. There's no way to know for certain. But yeah, if you stand close to the eggs, then they'll hatch after a few seconds. But you can get them before they hatch. And that thing up there, well, what you just killed was a gold Skulltula. I prefer to call them Skullantulas, but anyway. And if you collect enough of these tokens, which you get from killing them, then something good will happen in the future. Several episodes away, admittedly, but still. So anyway, yeah, you could see that one's legs. It was in the box. That's the thing that makes the noise that I mentioned in episode 1 as being part of the curse. So they'll usually be hidden somewhere on the ceiling, for example. So sometimes these lava things will also drop from the ceiling. You can usually see the shadow of the egg if they're on the ceiling and on the wall. But if they do that, then they will hatch instantly. So you need to be prepared for that as well. And earlier on, I forgot about a chest. I passed by it completely. So I'll be showing myself doing that later. So anyway, when the game pauses like this, when Navi's doing this, the game is paused, but if there's an enemy coming behind you, like Keys for example, a bat-like thing, then you do need to be prepared for the fact that it will keep on coming at you as soon as Navi's finished speaking. These keys, by the way, only appear in the Master Quest version. Sometimes Navi will fly up to something and that means that there's an enemy there. See, I got hit by the lava egg that dropped from the floor and that killed me. This is me getting the chest. I've edited out any of the bits where I've had to repeat something a lot in order to get somewhere, like the bit here where I've basically had to walk my way back up the top of the tree again to get back to the room that I was in before. So I've edited that out, and any bits where I say fall down to the bottom of the tree from the top, and I needed to climb up again. Mostly I've left things intact and not made a lot of cuts because I didn't really like making a lot of cuts with Max Payne 2. I didn't feel that improved the video, and I want to do things a different way this time. So these lava respawn, which is very annoying. the irritating things, and if you don't get them, and it's also the same for the keys, as soon as as soon as you can, basically, they will continue to run around or fly around and continue to attack you whenever they get close to you, so it's quite annoying. See, I've left edits where I've been rather inelegant, let's say. I didn't have a lot of poise whilst I was going around this room. I feel I did things slowly and made a few mistakes, but I've left that in. It's best to kill everything in this room as soon as possible. You don't have to kill everything immediately, but you do have to kill everything at some point, because it's the only way to get out of this room. So it's also a good idea to kill them instantly though, because otherwise they will get in your way whilst you're trying to get the chests. Sometimes you'll find recovery hearts just lying on the ground, but usually to get a recovery heart what you can do is attack bushes. It's not the bushes that attack you, but just ordinary bushes. You'll find them in here. They won't always have that in them, a heart, but they usually have something useful in them. As you can hear, there's a timer on this for those things to go down. See, these bushes in front of you that Link's attacking now sometimes have useful stuff in them. And this is the main prize that we're hoping to get. It's not as useful as a hook shot, but we won't get the hook shot for quite a while, so for the moment we'll have to deal with this. This is fairly useful. This is the dungeon's treasure. Every dungeon, or in this case inside of Big Tree, has one. Sometimes they're only really useful in the dungeon, but usually you can use them outside of the dungeon as well, and they can be more helpful. How helpful they are does vary. As you can see, there's a web there, and we know what we have to do with webs. Now, I cut out a bit where I fell down twice to the bottom. So yeah, with these things you have to hit it with a Deku nut, then whilst it's stunned run forwards and attack it with your sword, then get backwards before it can attack you, and then repeat the process over and over. That is called a Big Deku Bapper, and apparently it's only in the Master Quest. Now I'm not going to give you trivia a lot for this game because I know lots of Let's Players do that, but that's not the way I prefer to do things. But I will sometimes tell you if I know something. So, for example, I will tell you if I know something is in this version, but not in the ordinary version. That might also be useful if you're not playing this version, but you're playing along with me with the non-Master Quest version. Now, don't worry if this if you manage to miss jumping on this because you couldn't get forwards anyway, because that spider is stopping you. As you can see, if you run into it, it kills you. So it's called Skullwalchula. Who knows why? It's a silly name. Hard to pronounce. Why did you not call them Skullantulas? Anyway, yeah, you can't hit them in the face or the skull or whatever. You need to activate it by walking close to it, but try not to walk so close it can actually get you, and then you need to wait until it turns its back on you, and then you can hit its back. And you need to do that a couple of times. I quite like the music here. I'll just let you listen to it for a little bit. Well, once this is done. Very calming, this music. Don't like it quite as much as the village music in the last episode, but never mind. As you could probably hear, there is a Skulltula behind those rocks, but we can't get to it right now. And I'm gonna have to come back and get it at some point, no doubt. I reckon I'm going to try to get all of the extra things for this Let's Play. It'll be long and difficult, but I think I should try with this one. Now, in the non-Master Quest version, if you jump down there and land in exactly the right place, you won't land, you will in fact drop through it. Which is not a glitch, that's what you're supposed to do. But in this version you need to set it on fire, and to do that you need to stand above it and press the action button when you're carrying your torch, a lit Deku stick. Because if you don't press the action button, you're just standing above it with a stick. You're not actually touching the bottom of the web, if you see what I mean. It's a good idea to keep lots of these Deku sticks, because there's a bit coming up, probably in the next episode, but very hard and needs Deku sticks. Well, hard compared to what we've done so far. You need to be careful around that thing, because if you just climb up from out of the water, a lot of the time you'll be in a position where it can get you, and then you'll just drop down into water again. So it's best to climb up wall in order to get onto here. Now, I split this up into 2 episodes because this dungeon is long, not as long as some dungeons in the future, but basically you can't get through it in 20 minutes. Whenever you see one of these eyes, not just in this dungeon but in this game, you always need to shoot it with something. That's a thieves' tip for you. That thing in front of you is called a mad scrub. And those things only appear in the Master Quest. Now you need to get to the other side with the stick on fire, so what you need to do is wait until that panel is moving towards you, it's almost reached you, then press the button, then use the Deku stick to light it on fire, light the Deku stick on fire, then jump onto the panel, then duck down underneath the rolling spike things, then jump forwards whilst you're getting close to the other side of where the panel reaches to, the other bit of ground that you can see straight in front of you in a second, and then light the 2 torches like that, otherwise you're not going to have time. So you need to be very quick at that. Just do what I did. With this, well, let's just call it a big spider thingy. You can just hit its back from here. And I don't want to stop in mid-sentence, so I'm warning you now that we're getting close to the end of this episode. This room is the last room we're going to be in with this episode, so I might have a couple more things to say, but I'm just going to say right now that once this episode is ended, I will try to post another one as soon as I can, and in the next one we'll be finishing the inside of this tree and fighting the boss, and maybe doing a few side quests after that. You need to kill all the enemies, including the keys in this room, in order to open the door. I think I'll just say goodbye now, because that's pretty much the end of this episode. See you next time.